y'all, welcome back to our channel. My name is Della.
My name is Meyer. That's always weird.
You don't want to start like that?
I don't know, it's just weird.
Okay, it might be their first time here. Y'all, this video I'm super excited about because if you have been here for any time, you know that goals are so important to me. Oh, Kai. We're on film. We're on camera. They're so important to me, and one thing that is near and dear to my heart that I don't feel like a lot of people talk about is goal setting as a couple. So today I have Meyer on here. We're going to answer a few questions. We're going to go through all the categories that we set goals in and give you examples of goals that we've set in those categories. And then we have a special announcement at the end.
I'm about to say something.
No, yeah, so we're excited about that. So anyways, let's hop in. Meyer, how does it feel to be married to, what do you say, like a goal geek, or a person that is big on goals? Like, was that different for you dating someone even that was like super goal oriented?
Yeah. At first it was like, bro, you tripping. Like,
what does that mean?
Like you doing too much, right?
Oh, the most.
But yeah, for sure. But it's actually good. It kind of helps you like direct your paths, and
so you appreciate it now.
Yes, I appreciate it. Yeah, but at first, yeah, it was different, but it's helped me a lot, like streamline my focus and streamline, okay, this is what I'm trying to achieve, so these are the action steps that I need to do in order to achieve the goals. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel about our goal dates? Because we have goal dates sometimes once a year. We will, if we don't get any date that year. Oh, you are talking the whole time. Okay, so if we don't do anything, like if we don't go on any date that year, we make sure we go on a goal date.
Yeah.
Do you like those?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Okay, so let's hop in. Let's see the categories that we set goals in. And then Meyer and I both will kind of give you guys examples of what we've set in the past or maybe this year. So, and let me know if I forget a category. So I have down faith, finances, health, business/career, relationships, and then personal. Did I forget anything?
No.
That's good. Okay. So starting with faith, let's think. What are some goals that we've set maybe in the past or this year for faith? Oh, is that your goal?
Like consistent devotional. Consistent
devotional. Like this year, my goal is scripture memorization, and I'm not gonna do anything like super, like an aggressive. I'm not gonna do like an aggressive goal. I'm just doing like, I want to memorize one scripture a month with my kids. So something very tangible for the season. The next category, finances. So y'all know, if you've been around, our goals in finances have been like paying off debt, earning a certain amount.
Earn a certain amount, save up a certain amount.
Health. And health, okay, so I think health is one of those goals that like you need to, so what I like to tell people is like when you do goals, you and your spouse's goals should fit together like a puzzle. So for instance, like, and what I mean is like your goals should complement one another for that year. And so like if my goal for this year is to work out at 5 a.m. and your goal for this year is to work out at 5 a.m., the likelihood of that actually happening is slim to none, because who gonna be up with the baby? Because guess who gonna wake up at 5 a.m. if we're both waking up at 5 a.m. I think also just doing it together, like as far as like if I have a big strong focus on health one year, like I need to lose some weight or whatever, then it helps me if Meyer ain't in the kitchen cooking cake, which you don't bake.
Yeah, I'm dead.
But like sometimes I tell him like if you would eat a little cleaner, it'll help me.
Yeah.
You know, even though you don't need to, I would really appreciate that. So that, just making sure you guys are on the same page, because then you can do stuff like go on like a walking date. You know, like it's a lifestyle change for both of y'all. And I remember one year I set a goal. Oh my goodness.
And he was not talking this much before we got on.
You got a word on your heart for the people.
He was not doing all this.
You got a word on your heart for the people. Okay, so I remember that one year I needed to lose like 30 pounds or 20 pounds, something like that. It was after one of the kids. And then Meyer, your goal was actually to put on 10 pounds, I think.
Put on some weight, yeah.
Tough life. But we did it. And
it took some effort. Like,
yeah, that's hard for you.
It took some effort.
Yeah. So, and then like the career, career/business goals, I think that's another thing, a huge thing that has to, like, you have to communicate that with each other, and it has to be in alignment with each other. So like this past year with us starting a trucking company, I really felt like God was telling me that my role was to support Meyer and not have a bunch of things going on that I was doing. And so, that's one example. I think that it's important to be on the same page with this just in general, because like if you're like, okay, this year I really need to focus, like say one spouse needs to focus on getting a promotion, then the other spouse can't be like, oh, me too. I mean, you could, but I don't know. I don't think that. I think it's just hard because I don't know. What am I forgetting? And like, I'm just trying to communicate, supporting one another, being aligned with one another. Like,
y'all both could aim for that same goal or that double promotion for both of y'all. Yeah. But what ball is gonna be dropped? Or what's going to be...
that's a good point. That's a very good point.
What's going to be sacrificed in order for both of y'all to get promoted the same year? So quality time, the kids...
Which, if that's what needs to be done that year, I think that's fine. You're conscious of knowing you can't have it... you can't drop that ball. but maybe you say like, okay, we know both of us not going to be that healthy this year, or the house is going to take a hit as far as like maintenance or keeping up the home. But we like to be kind of in a flow with each other to where it's like, okay, this is a big year for me, so let me be more home focused, or hey, this is a big year for me in my business. Is there a way that you could maybe step back on what you're doing a little bit? And so, and then I think too, it's like if your goals are in alignment, you can have a cheerleader. Like, it's really cool to have that person, kind of, like in both of your intentions and focus and just like all your strength going in the same direction is really powerful. Like, if there's been goals that you've had and I've backed you, and then there's been goals that I have, and just having like Meyer like behind me is really, really cool. And and even but before you can even do this, I think like your relationship just has to be healthy, and that's the hardest part, because like even us, like, I wasn't gonna talk about this, but just like with us, full transparency, I mean, like, we got into it yesterday, and I just could not, and it's been so long since that's happened, and I think it's just like all the transition in our life and that stress. But I realized like a lot of my creative energy was going towards just thinking about that, and that makes it hard as a couple to have goals and stuff. Another category is relationships, and I just call it, some people do like family, friends. Relationship is just one category to me, because relationships take time, and you have to be intentional behind them. It's just because it's not like a what do you say, like you can't give like a number to the goal, but it's still, so like some goals that we've had in relationships in the past is like 1 year. What?
Oh, I was thinking one of mine.
Okay.
It's like, get friends.
That's what I was gonna say. 1 year, literally, I think we had just settled into our new place where we moved, and one of our goals was literally make friends. And guess what happened? We found a church. We made deep, intentional friendships, and that's what happened, because we took the time out, maybe more than we would another year, to foster those friendships and relationships. 1 year was have more sex. Like the next year it might be to make those one-on-one connections with our kids, make those deeper relationships with our children, you know, it can be anything, but just relationships. Maybe it's like a different, you know, better communication with us, or I don't know, loving on your parents more, like enjoying them while they're here.
It's been kind of fluid, ain't the right word.
No, but it could be random. It can feel random, but relationships is something that you definitely need to be intentional about, because also goals help you decide like where you're gonna put your time. I think of it like little buckets, like priority buckets, because I like to do all the categories, but you can't focus on all the categories equally every year. You can't. But to know in the back of your head at least one thing you're trying to do in that category, I feel like that helps.
Because I remember when we we trying to sell the house? Or buy the house? I can't remember. I think it was buy the house. Like, financials was like...
The goal.
Like, pay off debt, save money. Like, literally,
that was the main goal. And with that being the goal, probably relationships was not the goal.
Yeah,
so people like, you can't go out to eat. Yeah. Nope.
Hey, can we kick it? Nah.
Nope, we're making extra money or we ain't spending money. So that was the options. Okay, and then the last category is personal goals. And I think, what's a personal goal maybe that you've had in the past or even this year? Like, personal is just like yourself.
It's kind of, I don't say like more fun or me focus. That sounds terrible, but that's really what kind of is. Or like one, for instance, was do more things for you. Like, normally, like, I don't think of like my time. Like, like going, like, what's the example of something that I normally do?
Like for yourself?
Yeah, for my
like you just, like getting outside boosts your mood, and like just working around the land and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Go to the range.
And or like a personal goal for me one year was just like be more positive, like with my thoughts, with my words, just be positive. And yeah, like that, to me, that's a personal goal. Or one year my goal was to be more intentional about what I wear. Or more intentional about keeping my nails done, like something silly, but that could mean a lot to you. And then one thing I want to say, or the biggest thing I want to say before we close, is that the reason why we are able to, so I feel like effortlessly now, sit down and write down our goals. We even did it with friends this year, which was really, really cool. We wanted to get an Airbnb. We couldn't do that because it didn't align with our goals from last year financially. Oh my goodness. So I think the reason we're able to do that is because we have a vision. We have a vision, and this is one thing I tell people all the time. You cannot make goals unless you have a vision, and you definitely can't set goals as a couple unless you have a vision together as a couple.
Yeah, and communication for sure. Because you have to communicate the vision. You have to be able to talk through like, hey, like, so what I recommend before you even set goals is to have like a vision date or a dream date, what some people call it. But you just sit down and you say, okay, what does our family look like? Because then you got to fit that in there. Like if you're like, if you're like, okay, we want kids. Well, that has to fit in with the career goals. You can't be going 100 miles per hour with the career. I guess you could, but with the career goals and build the family goals, you got to pause and see like, okay, what does this season have for us, you know, in order to fulfill the ultimate vision? Or financially, like, what are our goals, and what is it, not even goals, what does it look like? Close your eyes. What does our life look like together? Guys, if you're married and you guys aren't dreaming together, like, that's a problem. I feel like your vision, your dreams, your goals are not going to have as much power behind them if you aren't together on that, right? Like, so, you know, if we're talking about my business or his career or my career, we're always talking about it together. And like, that's one of my biggest motivators. I know that anything he does for a living it has been time consuming. So that's my motivation, is like, how can I do something where I can have time to support my man or be where you are? Like, that's what I want to do. That's one of my goals and visions. And when you have a vision and like there's that why behind it, it's easier. So it's like health and fitness is important to us.
because we know we want to be here for our grandkids. Like, our family is a part of our vision and our legacy. And so, anyways, I could talk about this all day long. And that's our big announcement is I am writing a book. Or, no, I wrote a book. The book is done and it's in the editing process, and it should be available to you guys in January. And I'm so excited. That has been one of my goals, a big part of our vision. I actually started writing it when I was pregnant with Trini. Like, I started putting out the ideas for it, and it's called Live with Vision, and it breaks down everything we're talking about. It is like one of my passions, if y'all can't tell because I keep talking about this, but I just feel like if everybody knew what their life was supposed to look like for them, then they could just live with more passion. They could, like, a lot of the things that get them down or check them out of life, like, would not happen to them. And so I'm thankful that Myra encouraged me to pick that back up and finish writing it, and I'm so excited. And I will put a link to my newsletter, which will be new too, so that you guys can get the link to that. And I would love y'all support. I plan on eventually doing a course with it to help you break down every category of your life, looking at that and just really being intentional about it and being unashamed of what it is that you decide. Because I think when you live with vision, people sometimes they think your decisions are random or, like they don't make sense to them, but it ain't gotta make sense to them because it's your vision. But yeah,
peace of mind. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
I mean, if you live with vision, you're gonna have naysayers of people like what you on. But like, if no, this is really what I'm trying to do.
And God told me that.
Yeah, and God told you to do this.
You don't care.
Peace of mind, like, I ain't swayed what they talking about.
Yeah, and what you're talking about too, I feel like, is like when people have comments like, I mean, we were driving hoopties and people just like, are y'all that broke? Or like, go get jobs, whatever. Yeah. But when you can go back to like, no, this is the vision that God gave me, and you can be bold in that, then you don't really care what other people have to say. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about seeing you guys walk through that with me to get the workbook, get the book, all the things. But yeah, goal setting. So if you have not had a goal setting date or dinner with your spouse, I highly recommend it. It's really fun. Yeah?
Yeah, it's fruitful.
It is fruitful. That's a good word. Okay, we love you guys, and we'll see you in our next video. Oh.